Hello, my name is David Best. As an accessibility IT specialist, I work with software developers in creating inclusive communication systems. In this set of 3 videos, we will look at the SharePoint Work Environment Enterprise Collaboration Tool in comparing accessibility, usability, and productivity. I am using the JAWS Screen Reader version 17 and Internet Explorer version 11. Let's start by looking at SharePoint out of the box and its accessibility. Let's view the calendar page. To view the calendar page, we would first want to get an idea of the page layout.
There are no regions on this page.
So we find that there are no regions on the page.
Demo portal heading level 1 link visit link calendar graphic colon all events on mouse over use shift top link bar heading level 2 quick launch heading level 2 wrapping the top demo.
We see that there are only headers in the navigation region, no headers in the main body content. If we wanted to change the view of our calendar to current items, we would have to find that button or link to switch the calendar view. With the screen reader, that can be very difficult with the page being unstructured and difficult to navigate to the items that we want. I'm going to go to the header
link calendar graphic colon
and down arrow.
Heading level 2 link all events on mouse over use shift heading level 2 graphic open.
Now we find that many of the items have 2 elements for each action.
Heading level 2 link all.
And I'm going to press enter on this all elements link.
Enter.
Now JAWS did not say anything, nor did the view change, but I'm going to go down arrow.
Heading level 2 graphic open list of 6 items.
And I see now there's a list of 6 items.
Link all events on mouse over, link calendar on mouse over, link current events on mouse over.
There is our current event.
Enter. Use the calendar list to keep informed of upcoming meetings.
So we see the view has changed, however, the focus has randomly moved to the middle of the page somewhere. I'm going to type the letter T.
Table with 9 columns and 3 rows.
So we see that the table view now has 3 rows.
Calendar dash current.
And the top
calendar dash current events.
And the title says current event. So if we want to change it back to all events.
Demo portal heading level 1 link calendar graphic colon current of heading level 2 link current events on mouse over use shift plus enter.
Now you wouldn't expect to have to click on current events, but I press enter.
Enter current events use shift plus enter to open the heading level 2 list of 6 items.
We get our list.
Link all events on mouse over, link calendar on mouse over, link all events on mouse over.
And let's press enter.
Enter. Use the calendar list to keep informed of upcoming meetings.
Again, our focus has now landed somewhere in the table view. Let's go to the top.
Calendar dash all events.
We now have all events view.
Link discover access mode. Link
Let's
turn
go
on more.
down arrow and look at the toolbar.
Link skip ribbon. Link skip the main toolbar.